Welcome or welcome back to WatchAdvisor on YouTube. It's Alexander speaking, your host, and with me is Matthieu Sauret, who is Product, Marketing and Heritage Director of JAEGER-LECOULTRE, or if you want to again start the discussion with me, JAEGER-LECOULTRE. We had that discussion ongoing and I'm teasing my audience a little bit with pronouncing it differently. Matthieu, 90 years of Reverso. You have an incredible watch in front of you. And this is the watch we're going to present you. So some words before we go into details and film with a macro lens, everything you want to see.
Alexander, thank you very much for being here with us. Thank you for having us on the WatchAdvisor show. It is our great pleasure to introduce to all the WatchAdvisor fans and around the world the Reverso Hybris Mechanica Calibre 185 that we've just released. AKA, we like to nickname it the Quadriptyque.
Quadriptyque. And now watch what you're going to see and sit down. Be sure to be seated well because probably it will blow your mind.
Subscribe and hit the bell to get our latest notifications. Fasten your seatbelt for something new. We offer you the chance to win a priceless experience. New subscribers with an activated notification can win a watch manufacturer trip to Switzerland. Together with our partner Fontobel, we give away 10 all-inclusive trips worth a total of 50,000 Swiss francs. More details on WatchAdvisor.com. Furthermore, register there to double your chances to win. See you soon in Switzerland.
So in your picture, in 4K quality, this is, if we're talking about watches and wonders, that digital presentation, this is a wonder. And this is a real wonder you're seeing. And Matthieu, I'm really, I have to concentrate to not shake my hands because I'm holding 1.3 millions in the picture. Is this the correct price?
That's correct, excluding tax.
So 1.3 million Swiss francs in your picture in 4K. Enjoy what we are going to tell you now. And Matthieu, please run us through this wonder.
So you're having the perfect view over the front of the Reverso Hybris Mechanica Calibre 185. So the front of the watch shows the time. So you have hour, minutes, and you also have a perpetual calendar, not a simple perpetual calendar, because this perpetual calendar is completely instantaneous. It means that every indication will change in a blink of an eye at midnight every day. With a full instantaneous perpetual calendar. In this perpetual calendar, you have a large date. So large date is a signature of Reverso since the 90s. So you have the grand date, which is placed right here. And we have really worked really hard to create a grand date just next to the tourbillon in this very small space. So we had to work all our magic, and our watchmakers had to work all our magic to be able, in such a tiny space, to feature a grand date, which is fully patented. And just next to this grand date, you have a flying tourbillon that shows the perfect heart of the watch, and you see perfectly into the movement through this flying tourbillon. Something really with a lot of focus that we put in was the decorations. You see the decoration of all the parts, which is completely hand-guilloché in a clou de Paris hand-guilloché in order to really show the beauty of the movement. Alexander, you were asking me before, and I didn't explain, sorry about that, the indication on the top. So on the top here, you have a night and day indicator, and here you have the leap year
indication.
With the 4 marking in red, marking the leap year.
So 4 would mean we would be in a leap year, actually.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
Amazing. This is the watch from the side.
So only 15.15 millimeter thickness, So
15.5.
15.15.
15.15.
Yes.
Okay.
So very a watch that we've worked all of our craftsmanship to be as thin as possible in such a complexity that you are about to discover.
I will turn it, and yes, shall I already show? No, I will not show the back yet. We'll keep it as a surprise. There's something, yep, you look, there's a surprise here. Not yet, it's not time for that surprise. We will go run you through dial by dial. The sensation of this watch, Matthieu, is, as I understand, it's one of the most complicated watches you have been manufacturing here in the Vallée de Joux. But the complexity was to make it perfectly readable and to find a way how to present every complication in a really perfect way to make each dial kind of a cinema for the owner.
Definitely one of the most complex watch we have created, and we have put a lot of efforts into showing a beautiful complexity through a simplest display. So really worked on the simplicity of the display for this watch to be really readable and perfectly readable.
So, Matthieu, this is the second big scene, if I would call it as a movie, big scene the watch offers, the second dial, and it's dedicated to the minute repeater.
Absolutely, Alexander. So this is the side with the minute repeater. So you sort of unveil a beautiful melody when you turn the watch over, you swivel it. But not only is it a beautiful side featuring an incredible minute repeater, we also wanted this side to tell the time. So in this part of the dial, you have the hour. We have a jumping hour mechanism right here, and the minutes are shown by this little red arrow right there. So a complete digital display of time in the minute repeater function. And then you have the beautiful minute repeater mechanism with all state-of-the-art savoir-faire by JAEGER-LECOULTRE with the sapphire glass crystal. So the gongs are attached to the sapphire glass. We have the trebuchet hammers, so hammers with a special patents that make them trebuchet, so they have more intensity when they hit the gong. Silent chime regulator, and we'll be able to let the WatchAdvisor viewers listen to the chime in a minute. You know, all the savoir-faire of JAEGER-LECOULTRE, and in this mechanism we are really surpass ourselves with a complete cancellation of silent gaps in between minutes, hour, quarter, and minutes.
Can you explain this a little bit in more details for our viewers, what you mean with it? When a minute repeater is started and there is no quarter, you have to wait normally
Yes.
until it is catching up with the minutes.
Absolutely. So you have to wait until the quarter chime times has elapsed in a standard minute repeater. In the case of the caliber 185, you have no gaps of silence when you don't have quarter to chime, which means that if you don't have quarter to chime, the melody is completely uncut and completely beautiful to hear and to listen, and also avoids the risk of activating twice the mechanism, which is also a cause of problem on minute repeater too, that the chime seems not to have worked because it has stopped after the hours, and so it is activated twice and then the mechanism can break.
And you have opened the dial a little bit. Can you point at it and explain what you see? I'm trying to get them. Yeah, here you have more reflections.
So yes, we have opened the dial. So you see here the beautiful racks of the minute repeaters. These racks will activate here the lever that we call in French, that will in turn activate the hammers. So here you have the trebuchet hammers right here, and just here a slight apparition of the gong just right here. So it strikes on the gong that are attached here to the sapphire crystal.
This is also particular to the watch, that the watch uses the sapphire crystal as an amplifier of the sound.
Absolutely. So this is a patent by JAEGER-LECOULTRE, and I think that have brought a great clarity in the sounds of our minute repeater. It is attached to the sapphire crystal, enabling the sound to escape. You know, sound, it has always have to escape to sound beautifully. And here, instead of escaping through the metal when the gongs are attached to the case, and they escape through the sapphire crystal, using the sapphire crystal as a loudspeaker in order to vibrate and to create a beautiful melody.
So the gongs, in contrary to a normal minute repeater, are not attached to the case in this.
No, they are attached to
only to the glass.
Yes,
this makes
absolutely.
a huge difference.
Which makes a huge difference, in fact.
Yeah, and the case material then is not so important, because normally you say if depending on the case material, watches do sound differently.
Yes. Well, we still use white gold, in fact, for our minute repeater. But in fact, yes, it has much less impact on the sound, since the sapphire crystal acts as a loudspeaker. You were completely right. So let's now listen to the beautiful chime with no gap time at 2:10. So now we will listen to a fuller melody, so you can tell the time here, the hour and minutes, and we'll let the watch chime, and you can post in the comment section so Alexander can validate and let it chime. I'll let you count what was the hour chimed.
Okay, I hope you were closely listening to our little sound recording. So for all those applying to get to a visit here in the Vallée de Joux to JAEGER-LECOULTRE, to the manufacturer, if you don't know what the watch was chiming, you're not entitled to come. So listen carefully, go back and forward, count the hours, the quarters, and the minutes. And yeah, post please in the comment section. Of course I was joking, but post in the comment section what the watch was chiming. We know it, and I will then, yes, of course, tell you if it was right or not. So now let's, I think, Matthieu, we are not done. There is another, yes, I would say sensation to discover, and we are going to open up the watch and show you the third and also the fourth dial.
So when you open the dial, we try to make a sensation appear for you to discover the cosmos.
Are you interested in the Swiss watch industry? Check out Fontobo's latest Swiss watch industry outlook on fontobo.com/watches.
I do make some reflections by purpose so you can see it, and then of course I will, you see, if I'm not in the light, you have the better view on the indications down, and if I'm, yeah, and then you have, okay, Matthieu, start. I'm so excited. I'm even trembling.
So really what we try to do with this watch is to offer a view on the cosmos. So you have here probably the most sophisticated moon complication ever created. So let me take you through all the indications. So on the top of the cradle, right here, you have the moon phase that is called scientifically the synodic cycle. So it's the phases of the moon in the northern hemisphere. So this is laser engraved moon and a beautiful showcase over the moon phase. Then, if you go down, there are two complications or two moon cycles that are slightly different and very new in fine watchmaking. So, right here, you have what we call the anomalistic cycle. You know, the moon performs an orbit around the Earth, but this orbit is in a shape, not a circle shape, but more an ellipse. And so here on this watch, you have the position of the moon in regards to the Earth at any given time, every day in the real position of the moon. So you see that there is a position very far from the moon, far from the Earth, a position of the moon far from the Earth and close to the Earth. And that's what we call the apogee and the perigee. When the moon is very close to the Earth in this position here and the moon is full in this section here, you can know that in the sky is going to happen what we call a supermoon.
That's incredible. That's really stunning. And the moon is orbiting around the Earth.
It's orbiting around the Earth in real time, like it's happening in the sky. So our idea was really to show exactly as it was on Earth, not to show with hands, not to show with numerals, with indication, but to show it in real life. And we have had a very close work of our watchmakers with what we call métier rare here at JAEGER-LECOULTRE. The Earth is only 4 millimeters in size. It is hand painted in our atelier of métier rare and created à la demande just to equip this little counter here, and the moon is orbiting around this Earth.
And also the moon is decorated.
Yeah, the moon is decorated, also created just for this piece. So everything in this watch is very unique and very created just for this watch. And then next,
stunning, simply stunning. Wow.
You have also, next to this anomalistic cycle, you have another cycle of the moon, which is called the draconic cycle. What is the draconic cycle? You have a plan of the eclipse. So when Earth, Moon, and Sun are fully aligned, then you can have an eclipse. So you have two places that are called the nodes, or two times that are called the nodes when this can happen. So they are marked by the omega sign here. So one normal sign and one upside down. And this is the rising node and the descending node. So when the moon is descending or rising in comparison to the ecliptic plan, which means the axis between Earth and Sun.
So once the moon approaches one of the omega signs, it is highly likely that you are able to see an eclipse somewhere on Earth.
If the moon is full in the counter, or there is no moon, and if this moon here is approaching one of the omega sign, it is likely that you're going to have an eclipse somewhere on Earth. Of course, not all eclipses are visible to the eye, but it's likely that you can have an eclipse.
And then there is an indication, say in 2021, and a little dial where we see the 8 and the 7.
Exactly. So this is in regards to the setting of the watch. So you have here the year and here where you are in the month in order to set this part. Obviously, if you keep your watch running, you don't have to use it, but if both comes desynchronized by mistake, then you can go back to this setting here that is like a reminder of where you are in the month.
Incredible. And now you see, what is when I'm living in the southern hemisphere? Do I get the correct moon indication? Of course you do. I will just close.
So when you close your watch and you reverse your watch.
And now comes the moment.
You reverse the universe and you have on the back, for the first time, a fourth indication, that is the southern hemisphere moon phase.
Incredible. So 4 dials, 4 scenes, the time, the sound, the moon, and the moon being displayed in all kinds of facets, including, as you can see here, the southern hemisphere as you would see the moon on the southern hemisphere. And you can see also that's a limited edition. This is number 00 out of 10. This will be or stay in the museum here in the Vallée de Joux in Le Sentier. And yeah, 10 other watches are going to be sold to collectors. And yeah, this must be, yeah, what a moment must this be to have such a watch in your collection. If you can afford it, I think.
So of course, everything is decorated by hand in our Atelier des Métiers Rares. This is an incredible lacquer here that is made entirely in our atelier at JAEGER-LECOULTRE.
Crazy, look. Once again, I'll come into the picture. Now I can really make that turn I didn't do before. We have once again the side with the minute repeater. And I continue to turn. You have the crown and the slider to activate the minute repeater. And then you come back to the southern hemisphere. I'm trying to get the right reflections. And what we are going to do last is to slide out once again. Yep, then you close it. And I slide in, check. And then you now see that's the front side. Flying tourbillon, date, month, big date, leap year, day-night indication. Did I miss something?
No, exactly.
But this is not everything. If you now think they're done, they're not. I will hold the folding clasp in your picture. I've never seen anything done as this folding clasp. So look please at this folding clasp. There are two fine adjustment wheels or gears if you want. Look here. And what you can do is once you close the folding clasp, you turn and you have the possibility to adjust
to the nearest millimeter the adjustment of on your wrist of the folding clasps. So the strap is really adjusted to the nearest millimeter on your wrist.
I'll turn it around, second side. And you see it again here.
So you see you have those two wheels here that are activated just right there. And if you activate them, you can set the pin exactly to the...
It's not that this is not functioning, it's the gloves. I always, when you're watching my videos, I tell you, when you're operating a watch with gloves, it's so difficult, but you see now we are there.
No, it's actually very simple to use. And so you can adjust to the nearest millimeter. So this is one of the 12 patents that we have capitalized on in the creation of this watch. 3 being completely new.
Amazing. I'm speechless. I've never seen any folding clasp being rather maybe more complicated than some simple watch.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Amazing. Wonderful. So I will just, as I always do when I show watches, run you through from left to right so you can see the entire watch once in the camera. I'm running a few. You have, of course, a beautiful alligator strap. This is the watch. I need to get the good angle. You see it again. Some reflections. And I'll continue here, of course, and from the back side. Run you here, and you see the watch from the back side. With the southern hemisphere moon indication, of course. And you come back. And the last view, and there is one little more surprise we're having for you. It is the box, and this is something we will show you just in a second. Matthieu just wants to explain you one little more detail. Have you thought about how does the information get from the movement to the indications of the moon? And there is one little mechanism here, I think, if I'm pointing correctly.
Yes, exactly.
Can you show it with the pointer?
You're pointing perfectly, Alexander. So there is a patented mechanism since 2006 by JAEGER-LECOULTRE, and here you have a little mechanism that is going to transmit all the information inside the cradle that are going to activate at midnight every day all the complications inside the cradle. So the energy is transmitted from the main movement, caliber, to the cradle display in order to activate every day. So the transmission is flawlessly done every day at midnight, and it's like magic happening.
And in between here you have gear trains, of course.
Yes.
That are,
1.3 millimeter thickness here, and you have 100 components just in these parts to activate all the moon display. 100 components.
Only for the moon phase?
Only for the moon cycles, yes.
And if we take the entire movement, how many components do you have in the entire watch?
800 components in this watch, which has a 50-hour power reserve. On
top 50-hour power reserve. It's even 30-meter waterproof, but let's just forget this. I said it, but no one will ever even think about putting this watch into the in water. You can wash your hands. We will be on the safe side. Look, very nice. 800 components, microcosmos, incredible. 1.3 million Swiss francs without tax, 10 pieces only, and lucky if you are able to first afford the watch, and if you appreciate what they have been doing here. This is simply stunning, and I think that's the way how you celebrate the 90th anniversary of an iconic watch, the Reverso, 1931, when it was created. No one would have ever thought that 90 years later you would do such miracles, and this is really what I would call watchmaking. This is the proof that there is this knowledge, this savoir-faire, as the French say, given from one generation to the next and being transferred from one watchmaker to the next, and they keep it as a secret. Do I say anything wrong?
Correct me. Exactly. It's completely this.
I'm getting excited now. You have to correct me.
No, the 188 years of savoir-faire and knowledge from JAEGER-LECOULTRE have been put into this incredible watch to pay a grand homage to the signature collection that is Reverso, which is celebrating 90th anniversary in 2021.
I'll slide it in and close it. So it's a Reverso. Look, as you know the Reverso, you slide it in and then you wear it. Perfect. Matthieu, thank you very much.
Thank you, Alexander. Thank you. And
we still have a surprise to come. Huh? Don't go yet, but there's still one surprise. Thank you for this part. We have to show you the box, because this is something you won't believe. So the buyer of the watch also gets this huge box, and it's not just a presenting box, it's much more than this, I think.
Of course. So we've thought of user wearability, making the watch so thin, but we also have think about easy to set, because if you don't wear your watch for 30, 60, a year, let's say, you can easily set it by using this drawer mechanism. So here you have the number of days that have elapsed since you have worn it. You use the crown that is here to set the number of days to which the watch haven't been worn. And then you enter the number of days that you want to correct. And then you activate again this crown, and it will correct the watch automatically to the right date that you want to set up to.
Wow. That's incredible. I love it. So you really key in on like a digital, but it's purely mechanical.
It's 100% mechanical. There is
no battery,
electronic or battery in this watchmaking case. Everything inside is purely mechanical.
Okay.
So you set the number of day to which you want to set the watch. Let's say the watch stopped 30 days ago. You enter 30 using this crown. And then you activate the crown and the watch will be corrected automatically. The trick is that we have two correctors, one here and one here, that will come to correct at the same times the watch and the cradle.
That's phenomenal. And then you take it and you wear the watch and all the indications are still...
And the watch is good to go. You just have to set the time, all the calendar indication.
Beautiful. And purely mechanical. So this is really made to be universal. There is no restrictions because everything is mechanical.
Everything is mechanical. It will last forever.
Fantastic.
Or at least as long as the watch will last.
Yes, but this is worth to be given from one generation to the next generation and so on and so on.
Prototype, a lot of things will change, but we wanted really to make this prototype to present to every buyer, everyone looking, every journalist and every viewer of the WatchAdvisor YouTube channel.
That's so kind. Thank you very much. I'm amazed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Incredible. This is really a watch. It makes me speechless. Really keeps me...
And of course we thought about,
okay. Yes, some surprises. Very nice.
A little box.
Magnifying glass, traveling. Yeah, this is for traveling.
Yeah, this is for traveling, yeah.
Look.
It may change, huh? Everything may change.
Yeah, but this is beautiful.
That's the set we have so far.
This is very beautiful. Matthieu, thank you very, 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 very much for showing us this wonder. I say it again, you know, there is the digital show somewhere, Watches and Wonders. They are talking about wonders. This is the wonder. I was amazed. 1.3 million, that's just a number. But if you understand the complexity and what is behind...
I'm speechless.
Yes, I am really speechless.
Well, thank you very much, Alexander. We're very happy to have been able to introduce this piece in details. Thank you for taking the time. I think the people watching from home, all the WatchAdvisor family will be delighted to see this piece. We put all our heart and passion, 6 years of development in order to celebrate.
6 years?
6 years of development.
You didn't mention that. 6 years?
6 years of development to make this watch happen. It's a terrific year for JAEGER-LECOULTRE, and we are very, very happy to be able to show you this piece in exclusivity for WatchAdvisor.
Thank you very much. One of the most amazing watches I've seen in all my career, I have to say, and I've seen lots of them, and yeah, still speechless. Thank you, Matthieu. Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome, of course. Let me know. Questions to answer. I will probably pass them to the chef. I'm not so sure if I'm the right person, but of course, everything you want to know, we will answer. And comments, of course. Write comments, and yeah. Bye. Bye-bye.
Hey, have you packed your luggage? If not, do so. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell. You will get the chance to win your exclusive trip to Switzerland.